Hi everyone, it's Claire back again. We're going to have a look at some more blues today. I'm still wearing on my nails Tonic Light of Lyra. Love, love, love this polish. And happy to wear it for several days. Although now, I think after this video I'll change it up for a blue actually. But this is part 2, so I've already done my indies and this is going to be my mainstream blue, deep blue, autumn, winter nail polishes, and I'm going to start with my high-end polishes, and I've actually got 4 of them. I'm going to start with Nars. This is a beautiful polish. This is Night Flight, and it's a really, really deep blue with loads of blue shimmer, but the formula is great. If you haven't seen a Nars polish before, they've got quite short, stumpy brushes. I've got, I think, 2 Nars polishes, this one and a very pale coffee cream colour called Anarchy. But yeah, this is great. Actually, after talking about the formula, it doesn't look great there, but maybe it's because I haven't used it for a while. But it is a really good formula. I think you can get away with 1 coat, but I think for me I would probably do 2. That's Nars Night Flight. It does need a good shake up actually. Next one is Yves Saint Laurent, and this is Bleu Cobalt, and this is a very pretty, I think I've got about half of this. Very similar actually, but a little bit brighter. Well, that took a while to get the lid off. But again, the brushes are flat and stumpy, and this is a really deep inky blue, and actually this one looks like it needs a little bit thinner as well. Unfortunately, that shimmer that's in the bottle there does disappear quite a bit on the nail. It's a very, very dark navy blue. Yeah, it needs thinning out a little bit, this one. So the high ends are not doing too good at the moment. Let's see if this one, I consider Illamasqua high end because full price they're like, I think they're about 14 quid, and this one is Phallic, and it's a very, very deep blue, again an inky indigo blue, but it's got some tiny purple flecks in here. Again, I don't think you can see this on the nail. So this is a slightly different type of blue. Looks like it's got a little bit of kind of teal or cadet blue. So you can see that there is a very, very subtle shimmer. You can see that. But you can't, it just looks silver. That purple that's in the bottle, you can't really see that on the nail, unfortunately. So yeah, pretty polish, but I wouldn't pay full price for these high-end brands. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to research it. I think some of them I picked up on impulse in the early days, but it's been a while since I bought a high-end polish. And finally, this one is actually one of my favourites. This is Blue Rebel by Chanel, and it's a dusky grey toned cadet blue. This is going to need 2 coats. Yeah, the formulas on all of these are not particularly impressive. I seem to remember them being much better than they actually are. That's interesting. Okay, now I'm going to move on to mainstream, you know, your typical OPI. I've got a couple of OPIs, a China Glaze, Zoya, Revlon, that kind of mainstream. And this one is China Glaze. I've opened it, so I'm going to put it on. Let me see if I can remember what it is. I think this is Sleeping Under the Stars, which is from the Great Outdoors collection. This one, I think, yeah, Sleeping Under the Stars. And it's got a very subtle goldish red shimmer, and you can just about see that on the nail, just about. It's not very pronounced, but it is a great formula and it is a one coater. So that's China Glaze. And something that it's been compared to from this year, it's OPI's Turn on the Northern Lights. And Kerry bought me this for my birthday, bless her. She also got me Cinderella. I prefer Cinderella to this one. This is a very pretty polish for a blue, for a dark blue, and everyone was losing their minds over the shimmer. And it is a pretty shimmer. You can see it more in the daylight than you can under just normal indoor light or artificial light, but it's a little bit more subtle than I expected. I think I remember saying to, I think it was Lisa or Debbie, that it's Turn on the Northern Lights if the Northern Lights was a 12 amp table lamp. So yes, I like it, but I'm a little bit underwhelmed with the shimmer, although it's looking quite nice under this lamp, but it's just not as pronounced. I like it, just not as much as I expected, and certainly not as much as Cinderella. But it is more pronounced, the shimmer, than Sleeping Under the Stars, which seems to have just kind of vanished. So that's interesting. Next up, I know this is a great polish. This is Zoya's Dream, and this is the kind of blue equivalent to Merida. It's a kind of crelly base, and it's packed with scattered holographic silver glitters. Whoops, I was probably completely off camera then. That is Zoya's Dream. Very pretty. Next up is a straightforward plain navy, and this is Urban from Revlon. I think this is a very old polish. I think this is probably one of my polishes that I just had hanging around before I really seriously got into collecting. But it's actually quite a nice blue cream. Like a classic navy. I like that. Next up is Bell Bottom Blues, which is another polish that people were losing their minds over a couple of years ago. It's a blue with a blue shimmer and a kind of hint of a duochrome. But again, it doesn't quite get there. It's a nice formula, a nice shade, and it does have a shimmer in it which lifts it a little bit, but yeah, it just doesn't jump out at me like some of the indie blues that we saw in part 1. So, interesting. This one here is Nailed, which I don't really hear much about. I just saw one collection and then they vanished, but these were available in big Tesco stores and I believe Harrods originally. And yeah, Rosie Fortescue, which is, she's somebody from, what's it called? Born in Chelsea, made in Chelsea. I don't watch that crap on the TV, reality TV shows, but one of those people. So this is her brand, or her name on the brand, but I actually quite like this. It's some kind of muted navy, and it's called Gold Digger. So yeah, actually that would look quite nice with a gold top coat actually. And then finally 2 more kind of drugstore budget brands, and this is Barry M and this is BlackBerry, And this does have a little bit of green, so it's more of a teal. But I still think it's leaning more blue than it is green. But there's definitely a kind of teal quality to it. And it makes it, for me, a nice autumn blue shade, or for autumn winter. So yeah, I like that, and I like the formula. It's a kind of crelly, it's very shiny, super shiny. And finally this one here, which is Bleu It, and this was either sent to me by Debbie or by George, or I picked it up in Poundland, I can't remember. But yeah, Bleu It, I think it was Debbie actually that sent me this. But it's a pretty kind of jewel toned, and it sort of goes into this metallic, so it's a kind of metallic blue. I don't know what that is there, but yes, Bleu It. So I managed to get something trapped in there. Oh, I should have put that here. I got confused, then I put it over here next to the Nars, which looks black in comparison. But I'm going to do a second coat and we can come back and take a closer look at these high-end and mainstream blue polishes. Okay, here we go. So we'll start with this one first at this end, which was actually the last one. This is Bleu It Sally Hansen, which I think is a really pretty blue metallic, and I'm keeping this to one side for like a Christmas blue. Yeah, I really like that. This one here is the 4 high-end blue polishes did perform a little bit better on the second coat, but I'm really disappointed to how I remember them. This is Nars Night Flight, which is just, I'm just not as impressed. This is, on the second coat, looks almost black. That's Phallic from Illamasqua, and it does need thinning quite a bit, as does, no, this is Phallic Illamasqua, sorry. This one here is the Yves Saint Laurent Bleu Cobalt, and this one is the Chanel Blue Rebel. These are the 2 shimmery ones, the China Glaze Sleeping Under the Stars, which is just, it's got a kind of faint gold shimmer, and the Northern Lights is, I'm going to give it a bit more credit this time. I actually do quite like it, but definitely under certain lights. Zoya Dream, beautiful, beautiful autumn winter blue. And this one is the Revlon Urban, nice straightforward blue, navy blue cream. This one is Bell Bottom Blues, which, yeah, I don't know. I do like it, I'm just not as impressed as I thought I would be. Yeah, it happens sometimes. This one is Nailed, which is a slight kind of purple tone to it, so I do quite like that, and I do like the formula, and it's a 1-coater. Same with the Barry M Blackberry, although this is much more of a teal kind of blue. But yeah, so I'm actually fairly disappointed in some of these blue mainstreams. If I compare it to, here are the indie polishes, and here are the mainstream. Interesting. I mean, I still do like both indie and mainstream, but yeah, I do remember, I seem to remember some of these being a lot more impressive than I actually think they are this time. So yes, although they're my picks, I do think I would probably wear more of the blue indies. So anyway, let me know what your favourite dark blue mainstream autumn winter polishes are, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.